I sort of have gotten used to seeing AI assets in digital design, but where I'm still surprised by it, and I always check if the asset is AI generated or not, is in the real world, right? In shops in Czech Republic, these like gingerbread snacks pop up, and they have like themed images on them. At Christmas, they have like a devil and an angel on them. The characters are AI generated every single time. It's one character. Couldn't you hire someone to design this and make it like actually look good? Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Design Diner, a podcast where we talk about design news, rebrands, and pretty much anything interesting that's happening in the design space. As always, I'm Adam, and with me here is also Adam. Today we want to talk about the last year, how it's been, a recap of interesting design things we found on the internet, some trends, some notable rebrands, animations, things that were maybe not as great, and of course, the best ones as well. So, maybe just to start us off, how has been your year, design-wise, career-wise?
Career-wise, my year was probably the best ever I've had. Like I've met a lot of new connections, worked on some pretty insane projects, and like my dream kind of projects that involved like branding and 3D and tailored stuff. It was amazing. And yeah, I can't really complain like that. I hope I could just hope that this year will be the same or better, because like the last year was like very like groundbreaking for me. How about you?
For me, it was the first year I started doing design like as a career. Before I was either programmer or video editor. So this is the year I basically started my design studio and started actually being active in the design space. So it was good. It has gone fairly well. I would say like at level with my expectations. So it was not like insanely good, but I think like for the first year I've been doing pretty good so far, and I'm really hoping to with the experience I have got so far, the next year or this year is gonna be better, and I think that's like where it's gonna break for me, if I can like actually run a freelance business, or if maybe I'm gonna end up doing something else. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Should we jump into the lists?
Let's go.
All right. So I was thinking first we do like trends. First of all, we are taking this from a site, uh, from a website that usually is paid. So we are just going to showcase a few bits here and there. If you want to see the whole thing, they have some really great articles on each of the things that we are going to be showcasing, and they have like extended lists of these things. So if you want to see it, you can go ahead, subscribe to that, and watch that on your own. I'm not sure how much does it cost.
I think it's pretty affordable. I'm not really sure, like 60 yearly or something like that. It's not, or maybe 25. So something very
Hmm?
affordable for the content and value they have. I love brand new, so yeah.
Yeah, we've been using it as like a resource for these podcasts sometimes, and I have to say like the level of detail in the blogs is really good. So I definitely recommend it. Okay, so first of all, we have tied at place number 8. We have heat maps. We have funky halftones. So these two. I have to say I did not really see heat maps much, but maybe I'm just like ignorant.
It probably depends on what kind of style you're following, right? Because for me, it's like almost everywhere, or like was almost everywhere with the motion blur
Yeah.
kind of era of using Midjourney to do so.
Mhm.
So only in like visuals and hero sections, but not so much in branding. But yeah, I think it's a little overused now. So
Okay. I have to say I really did not see that much, so maybe I don't know. But for the halftones, that's something I definitely registered, uh, and I think that's like I think both are interesting. Uh, I would say like this is more like this seems more trendy, right? This seems like more X design, dribble design thing. This seems more like illustrations that you don't see as often. But I think both are really nice. What I definitely did see is the ASCII art, uh, especially on X. That has been like a nice trend, and I have to say I'm like a big fan.
Yeah,
We have
I've done a lot of designs in that style, and some big studios I follow as well released like some very nice sites with some of these illustrations in this kind of style. So yeah, it has its place. I think it's all like after the hype right now, like people aren't really using it as much as they would um,
Mhm.
in the first half of the year. But yeah, it definitely has its place in my opinion more than the heat maps.
Yeah. I especially like it with I saw many AI companies using this since like kind of trendy, but it also makes me, I guess, more aware of the technology behind it. I feel like it brings like the very simple interfaces and the tech behind it like a little bit closer together. It gives it that like techie feel, which I'm a big fan of. So personally, I liked it. Uh, on the other hand, hot pink is something I don't like. I really hate the color. Like it's very bold, but I don't like it.
Really?
Uh, yeah,
Why is that? Like just
I, I don't know. It just makes my eyes hurt. It's very bright. That's like I just don't like it. Okay, there's like no logical reason behind it. I just don't like
okay.
it. Um,
Because
but
the lift branding is very nice, like very well done. So
yeah, I think I saw they did a rebrand this year where they leaned even more into it, right? So yeah, uh, perfectly stacked logos. I don't know. I feel like this is. I don't know. I would
I'm
not say
not
that.
a fan of that. No, no.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, it probably has its place for like
Mhm.
specific brand, but yeah,
Yeah.
not sure.
GUI logos. I like that more, to be honest. Makes it feels like fun, and also
If
like
well done, yeah.
yeah, if well, definitely. But I feel like brands are going for like minimalist geometric looks often, or on the other hand, like uh, very maybe they are not like doing just minimalist, but I feel like it's much less playful nowadays. The designs they can be interesting, but I don't see many playful designs lately, and I feel like with these sorts of logos, it's pretty interesting. So I definitely like those. Um, we have your favorite AI assets. Um, yeah.
Yeah, the most notable in this category is the Quarter app that got like a huge boom on X, and they are very simplistic mid journey. Like they have the Ferrari or like Robin Hood kind of posters. Have you seen that?
No, I don't think so. Is there like an example somewhere? I don't think it is, right?
No, but like I'll
Yeah.
probably send one after we we finish. But that was like a huge boom, and it was like a combination. Definitely, it was like Midjourney, Figma, Illustrator kind of thing. But it was so simple and well done, like polished renders from the AI that you couldn't really tell it's AI, and at the same time it had like very nice feeling to it. I'm not sure why it got like a huge boom because the like don't get me wrong, the execution was like spot on, it was perfect, but it wasn't something like groundbreaking or whatever. It was just a very good marketing and like smart idea to use something that each brand stands for. Like Ferrari, it has a horse, right? So there was
Mhm.
just a horse on the poster with like very simple metrics layout. Very well done.
Mhm. I have to say, I sort of have gotten used to seeing AI assets in digital design, but where I'm still surprised by it, and I always check if the asset is AI generated or not, is in the real world, right? For example, on some ads or on product packaging. and I know I'm starting to notice much more AI being used. For example, I think before Christmas, I was walking in a subway, and they have like this huge corridor, which is basically labeled on the sides with ads, and the brands can purchase the whole corridor to have labeled with their like one very long ad. And there was a Westfield, if you know, it's like a
Yeah,
shopping
shopping
mall.
center. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a giant brand, right? They have shopping centers across the Europe, and all the assets on this giant ad were AI generated. It was like labeled next to them, and at first I did not notice. I walked past it for like a week. After a week, I noticed there's like a little dot there next to it, and like a label. This art is these assets are AI generated or something. And once I noticed it, it became very obvious. Like the people on the ads were like obviously kind of plasticky. There was like a Christmas tree, which obviously was also AI generated. But I was walking through it every day for a week. I did not notice. So I think we have really gotten like to a point where if you do AI right, people won't notice. And I think this was like also example where it wasn't done that well. It definitely could have been done better. Yeah. So have you seen some like physical AI generated asset?
Yeah, whole like as you said, ads, and mainly in like not like posters and stuff. That too, some very terrible ones that I could
Mhm.
tell. Most people probably couldn't, but like I could tell that it is because I work in the like we work in the field. But there were some ads in on TV, and I don't really watch that much TV, but there were some that were like just ridiculous, and I found it very like not appealing at all because like to me it like kind of ruined the brand. Like when you
Mhm.
have the money, just give it to the team and get some polished stuff, even if it's AI generated, and not like yeah, I don't know, like if you have the money, just get a team to do that, not just something very ridiculously looking.
Yeah, definitely. I think the example where I hate it the most is every time around like some holidays, Easter or Christmas, in shops in Czech Republic, these like gingerbread snacks pop up, and they have like themed images on them. I think they're like the most popular ones because they're very up front and center everywhere. And they have like at Christmas they have like a devil and an angel on them, and the the characters are AI generated every single time. Like for the past 2 years, they have been AI generated every single time, and I just don't understand why you would do that. It's like so. It's like also so obvious, you know, and you're just like walking past it, and you see like a pile of 100 AI generated art gingerbreads in the shop. I'm always like, man, like why would you do this? It's like it's one character. Couldn't you hire someone to design this and make it like actually look good? Yeah. But also AI videos, by the way, recently. Just noticed 2 days ago in a shop where they make like the fruit smoothies. They had like an animation on the sign of the smoothie, spinning from the ingredients getting mixed into the final thing. And I was like, hey, that's cool. They up their budget. They are now they don't just have the static images, they have actually animated things. And then I noticed they spin in like very weird way, and it's very obviously, once you notice, it's AI generated the video. But it's actually like first glance, I don't think people would notice.
Yeah, and like
So
most people won't really like. It got to a point where you really have to look for like some specific things, and only you know those things if you work in the field or like keeping up with things. So most people wouldn't probably tell. I sometimes can't really tell if it is or it isn't AI. So it really depends
yeah.
on the execution, right? But as you said, if you have the money, at least get someone to polish it so it's unrecognizable, or like get some work and give back, right? I mean, in the end, it's just energy, just pass it on. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you can tell when it was like, for example, in the shop with the smoothies, that was probably like some design team just using AI to do something they couldn't do before because they didn't have money to hire 3D artists or whatever. But on the other hand, then you can see examples where they obviously just cheaped out and generated a very simple image and just decided to not hire anyone for design, or like, I don't know, do it from very cheap. Anyway, we spent a lot of time on that one. At place 6 is also curved A crossbar, which I have no idea what that means.
No clue. I mean, it's like the letter A is curved, but I mean, I haven't
Okay,
really
yeah.
very
I guess
specific
it's like,
thing.
yeah, exactly. Okay. Number 5. This I think is very interesting, and I'm surprised they didn't mention the Superhuman brand here. We talked about it in the past podcast, I think. And I really like that, especially when you pair it with animations, right?
Yeah.
So, number 4, we have birds. I don't know. This feels kind of like,
I
I don't
think
know,
I
very
think we
specific
are
as
out
well.
of the loop in this one. I mean,
Yeah, maybe.
I follow a lot of branding like designers and agencies that like do stuff, and I haven't seen a single bird last year. Maybe one,
Maybe.
maybe one.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, I noticed some company is trying to get the Twitter brand name for themselves. They're like arguing that X isn't using it anymore, and they literally started like Twitter.new website where you can like register a name for their platform which they want to call Twitter, and they're like suing them for that brand name. So I'm like curious how that's gonna turn out.
Okay.
Yeah, like kind of funny thing. Uh, Flutter typography. I don't know. I think I definitely saw this like typography being more interesting fonts, more interesting layouts, colors. But I would not say this was like trend only in the past year. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think it depends on the examples. Like if it there is a certain like certain line to cross, right? Because someone that takes a typeface and then like messes with it in Illustrator is a god to me. Like those people are crazy good. Like taking the typeface and then like creating something like little tidbits to make it fit the brand and stuff. That's insane. But I don't really see that in here. Maybe the middle one was. I'm not sure
Yeah,
about. So if it would
I
be
feel like
about that, then yeah, sure. But
yeah, I think this is really like more just about the use of different fonts and layouts, which I mean I really like when I see like an interesting ad, for example, for some art gallery or something like that. I feel like they have it very often where they have very interesting layout of the fonts, kind of like scattered. That always catches my attention, so I like that. But I would not say this was like a trend only in the past year. Exposed Beziers, I definitely saw that a lot.
yeah,
Uh,
in especially in like motion tidbits, right? There was a lot of this, but again, this is not something new, right? This has been done for ages, and I'm not sure if it's like the social game that is making it pop or. But yeah, this has been the standard in every motion designer's toolkit, I
hmm.
think.
Yeah, I personally I really like it when I see it because it makes me pay more attention to how the logo was made, especially if it's like interesting in some way. If they highlight some specific character with it and it ties in with the logo or something like that. So I always like when I see that. And like you said, it's very interesting in the animations. And number 1, we have flared logos, uh, which I don't know. They say it's adopted flare serifs and sans serifs. Uh, I don't know. Again, I don't feel like this is like a specific trend. What do you think?
Maybe it is because of like how, as you said, so, like a lot of companies went minimalistic and just black and white, blocky kind of style. So this is going against the flow, right, and making more brands unique. So
Hmm.
maybe in that way, it's a good trend. Nevertheless, I mean, you know, more life to the brand and be more unique rather than just going the same as everyone else.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's true. That's a good point. And I think we are kind of like again going full circle, right? Always in design, things go like what was trendy 20 years ago starts to be trendy again, but just in a different way. And I think this is like going back to more interesting logos, but now with I don't know more like minimalist approach. I would say where we don't get like crazy gradients in the logos or shadows or something like that, but it's still interesting. So yeah. I mean, I like this. It's good. Okay, let's jump to next category, which are most notable, and from these we will do just the top three. So the Amazon rebrand. Um, I completely missed this. So maybe can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, so Koto has a great article on this. This has been like one of the best articles last year I've read. I was introduced to this like I don't know June, July or something, and it was basically about because Amazon has a lot of departments, right? It has like the shipping, then they've purchased like healthcare like 3 to 4 years ago, and there was like a different branding done for that. I've actually done some excessive research because I'm doing a branding project right now to showcase some stuff and like just for fun to show that I can do it to attract some more fishes. But this has been some of the biggest projects out there because here it is, how many departments they have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't really about like branding in particular. It was more of like, it wasn't from ground up. It was some little small tweaks to make the brand more fluid, I'd say, like a little more dynamic because the type and everything got some little um, adjustments to feel nice, like nicer, more fluid, as I said, and to fit. So there are all of these colors to like go with this particular Amazon logo, and yeah, I'm pretty sure this was like very very hard thing to do, even though it doesn't really look like they show and walk you through this on their website, but very tiny tweaks to do and unify a brand, which I really like. I mean, it seems like not much, but it you can't really feel it, and that's a good thing, right? When it's well done, you can't really feel it. So yeah, for me,
Yeah.
this is well deserved for top three.
Yeah, like you said, I did not even notice a rebrand, but going through it, I can see the small changes and how they are like improving the different aspects of the branding. But this must have been like a huge project, right? How big is the team in Koto?
I have no clue actually, but I'm pretty sure there was like more than one person working on this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like kind of curious just because I think Amazon would not hire like some small studio, even if they were super good. I would be very surprised if they decided to hire them. I would say
It
like at that
depends.
size.
They have a
Timeline.
lot of great brands behind. They have TripAdvisor. They've done like very recently. So like they have big brands behind them. So
Okay, I see. I see.
one
Yeah,
thing
it's
that I want
definitely.
to say is like the healthcare one seems. I'm not sure what happened there because like as I said, I've just done the research for it. Like different studio done the healthcare for Amazon, and the branding looked awesome and was like great, and then the website I've entered was sort of butchered and like skewed all together with like it was pretty bad. So I think that branding happened before this one, and then the developer or whoever was putting it together didn't really taken all of that into account, or something happened behind the scenes that didn't really fit, but everything else is well done.
Yeah, that's very much possible. I mean, when you have like this huge portfolio of different products and brands, it's probably going to be very tough to have everything unified, even if they get a branding like this, for them to deploy it, maintain it properly. But I'm very like impressed by the scale of this rebrand. I mean, I'm scrolling and it just keeps going. Icons, ads, different languages. Super cool. I mean, really crazy. And I might look into this more. Let's check out the next one, which I hope is not going to be as huge. And the reason otherwise we are going to be here the whole day. Walmart. Okay, I registered this mainly just people kind of making fun of how they just changed the color a little bit and adjusted the logo. But I personally really like it because just like with the Amazon, right? You have very strong brand that you can't really change or don't even want to change. So why would you, right? But also I haven't like seen the rebrand in detail, so I don't know like for the Amazon one, they obviously like did a lot of unifying. Here, I don't know, it looks good. Personally, I think it looks good, but I'm not sure if there's like a huge need for that. But also, I'm not Walmart, right? So it's hard for me to judge.
Yeah, it depends really on, like, it probably isn't really about the logo at all. It's more about the brand and how it feels to the consumer, right?
Mm-hmm.
To so be like more friendly, hence the blue.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you, as you said, you can't. There are like certain brands that you can't really change, right? Because the blue and yellow just speaks Walmart, and like for many American people, it is how they remember the brand. So I think this was more about how to like get more attention to the public,
Mm-hmm.
get a little more warmer blue, so it feels way more friendlier, a little
Yeah.
more little more like not as sharp, so there is it's more around it again, more friendly and more personal. So yeah, I mean, hard to judge this. I think it's well done, very
Oh,
likely small
yeah.
tweaks. So yeah.
Yeah, I just closed the whole thing by accident, by the way. So I have to put it up again. But uh, for the I
This
always wonder like what are the reasons for getting a huge rebrand like this, like because there's obviously like a lot of money going into that at that scale. So I always wonder what how how it comes to be, like if you have perhaps some outdated system, if perhaps the old design agency you were working with does not, you are not happy with them, so you just decide to go somewhere else and get a whole rebrand from them anyway.
I
I
think
don't know.
one of the reasons is taxes. So,
Yeah.
like you
Okay.
have
It's
you have a
also
lot
good.
of money and you just need some write-offs. But the other one is, I think, you have the resources to sort of like, there is someone maybe trying to make a change, or like that they've been put into a new role, so they have to like make a good impression on the CEO
Mhm.
or whatever. Anyways, it's probably way more than just the agency, right? There's like a lot of research and stuff. But I think it's more about how to speak to the audience a little more. Like, I don't think it will help them get more people, probably, maybe, I don't know, because people are already used to going to Walmart. It's a huge store, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's one of the biggest in the USA.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I'm not sure. It's probably just to look way more professional and like solidifying the spot on the market while appealing to the newer audience with the warmer tones and roundness. I'm not sure. I
Mhm.
haven't done excessive research in this. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, I mean, taxes definitely like that's a very good point. Sometimes the reasoning of big companies is like entirely different than of small businesses or people going solo. Okay. So I have it back up. Just give me a second. Most notable, yeah. because I closed the whole window, and I don't think there's like a way to bring that back easily. All right. So we had
I'm
what
surprised
were
like
we?
Affinity isn't higher, right? Affinity and the 12 Labs, those were like huge rebrands. And
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think
I would
the
have.
if it, and Affinity to me is like way more interesting than the Walmart and even the Cracked Barrel. I mean, it had a lot of attention and stuff, right? And then they were going back to the old one. We've had this in the podcast show, but yeah, I mean, it's probably like by the popularity of and how popular the brand was.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the before and after here on this one. It's just the same thing. But yeah, I don't want to go too much into this. Personally, I don't think that this logo was like bad. I think they really did their best with it.
This
But
is this is the perfect example of what you said, like companies going flat, boring, and yeah, it just that there's no personality in it.
yeah, I mean, do you think if it was more complex, because they still like kept the font, right? I wouldn't say it has like totally zero personality. But I also agree with you that it has less personality than the old logo, right? But do you think if they have gone more complex with it, uh, it would have gotten better feedback from people?
It's so hard to judge this, right? Because the team probably had like some different things, and then someone said like give us something very on the other side of the spectrum. I'm not sure, but if it would be something more to the old country store kind of vibe, I
Mhm.
think people would like take it better.
Yeah, it's possible. I also like I'm not sure where it was, but I saw there was literally a tweet from Donald Trump about this, like about the rebrand, which I think is really crazy, and like stocks
Yeah,
dropping.
yeah, this is lovely. 56% of stock dropping. That's lovely.
Yeah, yeah. This. Okay, let's jump into animations, which I have to find real quick. Uh, Mostly here are, I mean, in the whole thing are very interesting animations in the whole blog post. Number 3 is Quick Draw, which I have no idea what it is, but I suppose it's some sort of like pool. I don't know, like it looks like a pool table,
It's a
something.
lottery thing.
Lottery thing. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Now I like it less when I know it's a lottery thing, but it looks cool.
yeah.
It
I
looks interesting.
mean, in the spirit of yeah, that there's probably not much to say about this, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just check out number 2 because I think that one is a lot more interesting when you know how it was made. The Apple TV logo animation, which initially, if you remember how the old one looked, which was I don't know, like a few months ago, was still there. It was literally the same thing, but just without all the colors
yeah,
and
just
like the
white.
intro. It was just just the white thing. So I feel like it's a very random thing to do this when people are like complaining about the things Apple is doing recently and how it's not actually doing much innovation, and then they posted this. I saw like half of people were, yeah, that's super cool, and they made it in a very interesting way. It's really well done, and the other half was mad at them for doing animations for a TV intro instead of making interesting products. So I guess there are like
Well,
two ways to look at it.
I would love Apple TV to have more attention. I mean, I have it instead
Mhm.
of Netflix, and I I rarely watch TV. We watch mostly shows and maybe in the evening, and the quality of the shows in there are spectacular. Like, but Apple is so bad at marketing it, and then
Yeah.
you pay for subscription, then have to pay for shows or movies is kind of icky. but there's a lot of good stuff. So maybe bringing more attention to this after you like your sales pummeled on the air. I'm not sure, but
Mm.
nevertheless, all of these are always cool. I mean, do you know how it was made?
Yeah, it was like they're like physical. It was made like with physical glass, right? Like colored glass, which they were basically flipping in the way that it's done in the animation, and they somehow blended it together. I don't know how they did that part, but I saw the filming of it where they had the whole glass thing set up, which I mean, cool. Also, couldn't you do it just in 3D software and have it
No,
10 times
Apple
cheaper?
isn't doing that most of the time. Most of the time, everything you see is real photo shoots.
Okay, okay. I
Like
mean, I
if they
respect it. I
can,
respect
yeah, if they can, they are doing the real photo shoots. And since they've leaned into the heavy photography professional kind of thing, they are shooting everything on iPhones on gear for like
it.
60K.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Do you know if they shot this on iPhone as well?
I think so, yeah. But even before they announced like the stuff that iPhone for professionals and like leaned into the camera setups and stuff, they've
Mhm.
been doing physical stuff whenever they could. Like I know this, like many people don't know this, but Apple, if they can do it in the real world, they will do it in the real world instead of in CGI or 3D or something.
Mhm. Okay, okay. I personally I didn't know that, but I definitely can see like value in it, especially if you shoot it on iPhone, and then you can say it was shot on iPhone, right? That's like marketing, so why not do that as well? Okay, number one, we have 12 Labs, which that's a branding I came across very randomly, but it's one of my favorites. I think I ever saw. Like, if you go and actually look at the way they use the different elements in the branding, I really like it, and especially since it's like such an interesting um, product where they basically are trying to map. They're trying to AI analyze videos, and they like made it in the branding reflects it in a very interesting way. I'm not sure if I can find it right now, but they have like this rectangle in 3D space where the basically this thing where they're trying to like represent video as a volume instead of just as a timeline, and they're sort of like reflecting the way that it's made in that they're using it in the product. Yeah, this thing. It's kind of like trippy, but I really like the way it's made. I don't know if you did you register this.
Yeah, I've recently ordered the Pentagram book actually. Um,
Oh.
and I've started looking into branding way more this year because I want to add it to my skill set alongside the motion. So I immediately came across Pentagram, and this one is a killer. There's no wait, you can't really say anything bad about this. Like this is so well done, so well presented, and that's why I bought their book.
Nice, nice. So they did not only like make a good branding, but they also managed to sell you a book at the same time.
Yeah, totally. I mean, they are one of the best agencies ever, probably. Like very,
Mhm.
very well respected. Alongside the Stockholm design something. They
I'm
have been here for a long, long time. I think. I haven't really done
Mhm.
like excessive research into the history, but I like everything they do is golden.
Yeah, I really like how they cover a super wide range of brands. If I'm correct, they're made up of different small design teams, right, or design studios that work. Yeah, I think I saw it on their website. They're basically not like one studio, but they work with many different small studios, and they pick each of them depending on the needs of that branding. So you have these very creative ones, and then for example you have like I think it was branding for Utah or something like that, and it was like the most basic thing, just literally Utah written in the most basic font in some color that Utah has been using for a while. So that's like a place where you can do much, but you have to make it fit across different use cases. While this is like, on the other hand, very trendy thing. So I found that interesting that they're, handling it in that way. Right. So next one, most not great, which is a nice way to say bad, I guess. I have to say, number 3, PepsiCo. I had no clue this happened, but yeah, let's see what it's about. It looks, yeah. What do you think about this?
I don't know what to think about this.
I like their slogan: "Food, drinks, smiles."
Okay.
It's like if you try to come
I
up
can
with the
see the
most
smile.
corporate,
I mean,
yeah. But I mean, if you try to come up with the most corporate tagline that, you're a huge brand that does not really care about anything, and you're just trying, you have different products. This is like the tagline you come up with.
I think it's the colors.
I guess.
I think it's the colors in this case. If the colors were like a little more vibrant, then
Mhm.
I would be more on it. But
Yeah,
I can't
honestly,
really
I don't
say
know.
anything bad about it, right? Because like I don't want to disrespect anyone working on this, because like I'm pretty sure they've busted their asses off. But
Yeah, sure.
it just how do you get from that memorable logo in the 65s to this?
Yeah, I mean, here you can see in the second one that they tried to stick with the old thing, with the colors, and just make it a globe. Then it turned to be a globe entirely, and they ditched the colors, and now it's like a whole other thing, which feels very generic. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't wanna hate on it, because you don't know how it came to be, and the reasons behind it, and the requirements from the company. But if I imagine a logo for a brand, for a huge brand that is trying to not be evil but also does not care about anything and is like the most evil brand, this is the logo they would have, like Nestle type of thing.
Yeah, sadly.
All right, number 2, I think is maybe like more interesting, which is Bentley. They basically done a very minor refresh. Honestly, I'm not sure why it's here. Have you seen this?
I'm not a fan of this.
Yeah, they're
Not a
like basically
fan.
just tweaking it.
Yeah, it's sort of losing its aura a little. I mean,
Maybe, yeah.
huh?
Maybe, but I don't hate it. I think it still like
Yeah,
looks all right, simplified.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
Mm.
nice. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really
Yeah,
like all of these little futuristic cars and bits and pieces. It has no soul to me. Like, give me something that has souls and like controls instead of. This is nice. I mean, these sketches and everything. I love this kind of process thing. This is awesome. I mean,
yeah, I like that as well. I think what actually has gotten most hate about this is this symbol that they are using, that they have on their cars, right? Where it used to be like a very detailed statue of the brand, and now it's like this sort of flying bee logo, which I don't know. I feel like that's a big downgrade. Otherwise, I mean, like, sure. Personally, I think Jaguar rebrand has been a lot worse, but that's been last
I
year,
think
right?
it will be number one. Won't it? I think it
I
will be
think it
number
was the year
one.
before, because I have gone through it and it's not number one. It's Cracker Barrel again,
Okay.
which is kind of lame. But I don't think I actually seen it anywhere. Yeah, but Jaguar, I think, should take that spot. Honestly,
It did get a lot of attention, right? I'm not sure if
yeah.
it was for the good or the bad, but it got a lot of attention and it was a like huge bold move. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like as a marketing stunt, it was definitely good, but I also feel like they did not really follow up on it. Like, what has happened since then? They introduced one concept car, and then nothing, right?
no clue. I think
Like,
no clue. I think it flopped.
yeah, I'm curious if they're gonna like try and revert somehow, or if they're gonna go through with it. Anyway, the best rebrands uh, of the year 2025. At number three, we have Mud, which is the first time I'm actually hearing about this, but I already checked it out and it looks super cool.
Same.
It's
Never
basically
heard of it. Again, I hope to keep up with the branding thing more. But this looks like something super fun to do. Like, let me work on this. This is cool. This is creative. I mean, sure, you might not even be like able to read it, but
Mhm.
this is something I would love to work on. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I don't think if the final thing is kind of readable. I don't think having a like an animation that is not readable is bad because it catches your attention. If I'm somewhere and I see this, that's definitely gonna catch my attention, and I'm gonna want to know more about it. I'm not sure if it's like that's just a designer take or if this applies to normal people as well. But whenever I see like some very interesting ad that I don't know what it's about, and they have like some very playful or interesting design. I always try to research more about it, and I end up like actually being interested in that product sometimes. But this is I guess like some product for
yeah, it
animals, like
is.
some
Yeah,
shampoo or
yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Very
exactly,
random.
and the shot with the dread probably fits the most. I would love to do some of this stuff in 2026, like renders with branding. I hope to do so
Mhm.
in the project I'm in right now. Yeah, this is great. I mean, the
Yeah.
it reminds me of the branding cadence they do water. That one was lovely and super well
Uh-huh.
done. But this fits. I mean,
This is what I would expect to see from some like very high end fashion brand. Like
yeah,
very
or a
random
horror
ad
movie.
for- yeah, or something like that. Instead it's a dog shampoo. Which I mean, it's super cool that you have these very specialized brands that are trying to be interesting in the way they look, and they're actually paying attention to design, because I think that goes a long way. And I definitely like seen and have gotten to buy some products just because they had very cool branding. Or if I buy them and then they come and I notice they have very cool branding, I'm much more likely to remember them. Like for example, some very cool packaging or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, totally. This is
This is crazy.
yeah. This is someone is dude. I want to work with both of them. The agency that did this and the guy running this brand because like I'm this type of guy that would say yes, let's roll with this. But to imagine someone for I'm not sure how big the brand is, probably like big.
Mm,
Someone with a big brand to approve this kind of thing. I love this.
yeah. All right. I think this definitely deserves number three, maybe even higher. So let's see. Number two is something I have again never heard about. So let's see. Atletico Dallas. Uh, okay, so that's some sports team, right? United Soccer League. All right.
Yep.
I'm
I'm a
not sure if
sucker
I can.
for these kind of typefaces. I mean, I love it if it fits the brand, and like I think in this case it fits, right? Because it's something that's been around for so long. So this feels vintage. This feels very nice. Well done. I hope this is not AI. Please let it not be AI. Um,
I
but
don't.
yeah,
I mean,
I think this is sketched out.
Yeah, I think so as well. Especially, I don't think the person running this site would put it here if it was AI, honestly. But also, I mean, I'm not big into sports, but I
Yes,
definitely see.
give me Shield mockups. Yes, I love this. This is, this is so unique. Like many brands are doing these very general mockups of, I don't know, a sign or a keychain or whatever. Like give me soap, give me crests, give me shields, give me all of this. Yes, please. I mean,
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if a brand has original mockups that are not obviously pulled from some data bank, then it's like a huge plus.
and it also feels like that the font has been a little tinkled with, maybe. I'm not sure. I need to
Mm-hmm.
look into this typeface. This feels very nice, the dynamic typeface. Yeah, it feels like it has been, some stuff has been done to it, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Like it fits so well. Yeah, this
The
is
numbers are
definitely
super
a
cool.
green. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I want to say before is I'm not big into sports, but I've seen some huge sports teams getting rebrands in the past few years, and they're always like simplifying their logo, simplifying the crest, um, and it's just such a shame because I think, especially in sports, you have like a very nice opportunity to use these complex shapes and have it like as a shield, right? For example, and so I'm just really glad that they went this way, even though I have no clue what the sports team is. Uh, but it's just super cool. It makes me feel like I'm looking at some, I don't know, some Roman,
Yeah,
clan,
and
or I don't know.
that's a great thing. I mean, the vibe is nailed, right? Like the first picture looks like they are ready to war, and yeah,
Hmm.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. All right. I mean, I had no clue what this brand was, but I'm a big fan. Um, let's look at number one. Not this. Number one is Amazon. Okay, that's kind of disappointing, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah, that's
not that I don't like it, but these were like super cool original things, and then this is just like a little tweak to it. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think Amazon deserves to be, or like any brand that just made minor tweaks deserves to be like number one rebrand, or would you put something more
it
original like the past two we saw?
it really depends, because it depends on the complexity and the scale of the project, and I think like this one has been probably the biggest of 2025, and it probably, like, yes, sure, it's not as interesting as the other two, not by a like fair bit of margin, but the complexity and how hard this had to be to pull off is significantly higher than those other two. So probably not what we hoped for, but a well-deserved spot nonetheless, because of how, how hard this was to pull it off.
Okay, yeah, I can see that as a fair point, and I also see that he mentions it here, right? That they don't like to pray capitalism and corporate greed, but it was very challenging and complex rebrand. So I guess it's fair. But I was hoping to see something even cooler than these two. All right. If anyone watching this wants to see the whole list, make sure to subscribe to this site under consideration, uh, which has a bunch of cool blogs that are releasing weekly, and they're basically like recapping different things happening in the design space. We highly recommend it. They have some really good content, and they obviously understand design. So they also have like very nice notes to the things that are happening. All right, I think that's all from me. I really hope that this year we can keep up this podcast. We can maybe do something interesting with it. Uh, we can get more people watching us. It's always like tough to get views at when you are starting out, but I know we already had like one fairly popular video, or at least I mean for our standards, right? Um, which has gotten some nice views organically. So I'm hoping that we can pull off some more like this this year.
Yeah, I think we will like change the format a little bit and like do some of the personal stuff and like because like I saw a post on Reddit today and it was like why are people commenting on design instead of doing shit? And I'm like fair point. That's what we do here. But we both create daily, right? We both post daily. It's not like we don't design. So we have like our opinions and then our craft, and we know where we stand in these big leagues. We are like small fish. But I would love to do some more like maybe someone send us something or like we saw something went viral and then went and redesigned it and then just talk about the redesign, not like justifying why something is good or bad, but just going through the thinking process. I think that could be like an interesting thing to do, and maybe go in some like personal projects and like you commenting on my personal projects or like client projects and vice versa. I think it would be like design roasts kind of thing, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, 100%. I think that requires a little bit more preparation for the podcast, but I'm absolutely down to do it. And I'm hoping to find more time for it. Otherwise, I mean, for me, the goal of showcasing different rebrands or news here was never to like just give my opinion on it, but to maybe like surface it for people watching. Because when I watch
Yeah.
podcasts, for example, in the tech space, I mainly watch it to not because of the opinions of the people, but to see things I missed, perhaps. Of course, I'm like curious about their opinion on it, but it's not necessarily always the main reason. So I'm hoping someone who is watching this perhaps found out about some interesting things. All right. Well, we hope you liked the first video of this year on the channel. If you liked it, drop a like, of course, or subscribe if you want to see more from us. And we'll see you in the next video next week. Bye.
See ya.